You are listening to the Fight Report every week on the Central Indiana Sports Report. Welcome, fight fans, to the Central Indiana Sports Report for this week's Fight Report with Hanson Crafton. Every week, Hanson and I look back at what happened. We look ahead at what's going to happen and talk about the biggest news in mixed martial arts and boxing. And it's a big time right now, Hanson. We're going to look back at UFC 324, look ahead to 325, and some big boxing this weekend. But before we get to that, over 5 million viewers on average for Paramount Plus. That's what Paramount Plus is reporting. That's a pretty big number. Hanson, who would have ever known that allowing your fans access to your product would actually bring in more viewers?
Yeah. That's what we were talking about when when they were saying they're going away from me. It's like the name of the game, to try to get as many eyeballs on your product as you can, and to allow it to be in homes is a good way to do that. Not everybody could always get the pay-per-views, so they kind of limited who could see their product there for a long time, and now it's kind of open, so it's good to see. I was not surprised with the number. I thought it would do really well, especially for the type of card they put on for the first one. I thought it would do well, and I heard those numbers, and that sounds about right, peaking at about 5 million. So I would say it was a success for them, and looking forward to see how this goes for boxing as well. I wonder if they'll eventually do something to where they allow everybody, they're starting to kind of get with Netflix more, which is putting them in more homes. So I think that might be the way everybody's heading.
And of course, now they're all on Paramount Plus. Let's hope this is the way things go. How did you feel about how Paramount Plus did with their first card?
I thought it was fine. I didn't notice any big changes, which is what you want to see. You want it to be, as it was. I thought it was fine. I thought they did good production. They had added some things, so it was yeah. I didn't notice any big differences, and it looked just like the UFC of old, like the old pay-per-views. So I thought it was pretty good.
And 325 coming up this weekend is on Paramount Plus as well. They all are going forward, which is good news. But let's look at 325 in reverse, and Hanson, big night for Justin Gaethje.
He's one of my favorite fighters. They say he's your favorite fighter's favorite fighter. He's just one of those guys who just fights. Even when I was going into picking it, I said I was going to go with my head and go Paddy, which I did on my parlay as well, and it ended up costing me. But Gaethje looked good.
That was two tough guys, and I didn't feel like it was particularly close. One judge had it. It was a unanimous decision. One judge had it 48-47. I didn't think it was very close. I thought Gaethje completely dominated.
Yeah, I thought Gaethje won 4 rounds to 1. I think if you could give Paddy any round, you probably give him the third round, and then after that, Gaethje dominated. And I thought Gaethje dominated the first 2 rounds as well. He hurt him in both of those rounds. Yeah, I thought it was the easy fight to score as well. The 48-47 was surprising to me.
Yeah, I was at one point, I didn't know if Paddy Pimblett was going to be able to come back out. He just fought so well after that. Like, the officials were talking, should we let him go back out there? And he went out there and actually made it to the end. And, man, what a courageous performance by him.
He showed how tough he was. That was one thing. He was hurt several times, beat up. His face was a mess, and he was taking big shots. Gaethje hits hard. A lot of guys that Gaethje fought have said he's the hardest hitter they fought. And for Paddy to be able to take some of those shots, it was just so surprising watching at home, just seeing Paddy be able to take that punishment, especially because, his persona, he doesn't really come across as a tough guy. And for him to go out there and take that type of punishment, it was really surprising.
Good win for Sean O'Malley as well. The one I want to talk about is Rose Namajunas. She lost a unanimous decision. I wasn't sure she even lost the fight. I know that toward the end, Silva was getting the better of her, but Namajunas dominated the first round and a half. And she's apparently had eye surgery after having multiple eye pokes during the fight.
Yeah, I saw that this morning. So she's got to wear some like plastic tube for like 3 months, I think. I don't know, something crazy.
Wow.
But yeah, she took several pokes. And I agree with you. I really didn't know watching that fight. I thought Rose, it was how they scored the second round was pretty much just how they. I thought Rose won the first. I thought she won half of the first half of the second round.
That's right.
And I thought then Silva kind of. I don't know if she won the second half. I don't know. The second round's the round. I thought Silva did win the third round, but she wasn't really doing anything. That was a really tough fight to.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was kind of a
the most damage done was by Rose early in the fight for sure.
Silva was kind of just like trying to win the rounds. That was one I didn't really, I thought Rose might have got it at the end of the fight. That's kind of who I was thinking might have won. And it was surprising here, those scorecards, but
yeah, that it was unanimous. I was stunned. I wouldn't have been surprised by either one of them winning or a draw.
Yeah, I thought split decision for sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that one was surprising.
And I felt like O'Malley won that fight, but that fight didn't inspire me at all.
Yeah, no, it really was an entertaining fight. And I thought it was up in the air. I can't remember. Live watching it, I'm pretty sure I scored it 2-1 for O'Malley, but I think I had one round where I really wasn't sure. I think the first two rounds were pretty close, and the third round O'Malley took kind of one with his kickboxing a little bit. I don't know. It was a tough fight. The score as well.
I thought I won the first and the third for sure. I thought he fought well. It's just not my kind of fight.
Yeah, it was more like just like a. I don't want to say he fought safe, but
especially before the main event, it seemed in hindsight really weak fight.
Yeah, I think losing the fight they lost kind of hurt that card because it was kind of set up for the two title fights. I thought the first fight of the night was a good fight to start the card. Silva, he fought Brendan Allen, and I thought he looked good. He turned it on the last couple rounds. I think the first round probably could have scored it either way, but I think Allen took the first round, but then he kind of sharpened up in the second and third and started landing some big shots. That was an entertaining fight. And then the Derek Lewis fight as well against Costa. I didn't know who was winning, but I said it wouldn't go to the finish, and it didn't. So it was you kind of knew what you were getting there. Two heavyweights. So
and Cortez Acosta looked really good.
Yeah, he's good. He's young. He's good. He's big, strong. Looks like he moves well. Looks like he has decent stand up. He could be a problem for the heavyweights. I thought he looked good. He's had one fight where he lost. He didn't really look that good, but it was one of his first couple fights. And ever since then, I thought he's looked good in the UFC.
Yeah, that was the only stoppage of the night.
Still entertaining. Overall, it was an entertaining card. You had a couple fights that weren't, but the rest of them, plus that main event, there were some good fights.
And now, Hanson, we look ahead to 325 in Sydney, Australia, and another really good one.
They're going to keep it rolling with the Paramount, so they're going to do another title fight, and it's Sydney, Australia's own Alexander Volkanovski defending his featherweight title against Diego Lopez. Now, this is a rematch. They did fight in April of last year. Volkanovski won a decision. Fairly one-sided. Lopez was able to hurt Volkanovski, and one time he dropped him. But outside of that, Volkanovski kind of fought like he fights. He'll pick you apart. He's good mixing up his boxing and his wrestling. He's quick and he's strong. He's a good puncher for his size. And he kind of just was able to pick him apart. Volkanovski's getting older. So maybe in the rematch, maybe this is the time. Maybe Lopez is the guy. Lopez is very dangerous. I think, like we talked about, one of his last fights leading up to it. He's a very dangerous guy. He's a very big time finisher, especially since he's been in the UFC. So you can never say never, especially in a fight where they wear 4-ounce gloves. So, Lopez does have that going for him. He is a finisher. He's got 11 wins by knockout, 15 first round finishes. So if that is his path to victory, I feel like if he's going to win, he's going to have to stop Volkan. He's going to have to stop him early. We have seen Lopez struggle with his gas tank in some fights. So I feel like if it gets drug out to the third, fourth, fifth round, then that's probably Volkanovski picking him apart, kind of like he did the first fight.
We'll get to your predictions for all of the UFC 325 fights, but before we get to that, which one are you looking forward to most on the undercard?
I'm looking forward to Rafael Fiziev against Marcio Rufy. I really feel like that's going to be a really good stand-up fight. Both of these guys are good stand-up fighters. As we saw with Rufy in his last fight, his first loss in the UFC, he lost to Saint Denis, who's also on the card. But Saint Denis was able to take him down fairly easy, keep him on the ground. He ended up finishing him in the second round. So it really showed a hole in his game. Fiziev is a guy who's a really good kickboxer, super fast. He's a good puncher. He's coming off a loss as well, but it was to Justin Gaethje, there's no slouch there. Gaethje had to fight him. Gaethje Tay is a tough fight. He looked pretty good. Fiziev was coming off surgery too before that fight, so. And Fiziev is a guy I like to stand up, so he's not going to be looking to take this to the ground. We know Rufy's not going to be looking to take this to the ground, so I see this being a really nice stand-up fight with both of these guys' style. I think somebody gets finished as well, so that's a sneaky, really good fight. And another one is Tai Tuivasa. He took a little break. He went through a little slump, lost a few fights. He's taking some time off, so he's coming back. He was once a really fun heavyweight. He had a good streak going, and he was just a crowd favorite, finisher, good charisma. So he's always fun to watch. He's fighting Taliesin Teixeira. Teixeira's coming off of a loss last year, his first loss to in the UFC, and it was to Derek Lewis. Derek Lewis stopped him, so he's going to be looking to respond as well. So that's a good fight as well. Plus, it's your heavyweights. So I'm really looking forward to those two fights.
We'll start right there, Hanson. What's your prediction on Tuivasa Teixeira?
Man, it's tough because I want to go I think Tuivasa with my heart, but I think Teixeira's probably, I don't know. Teixeira probably with Tuivasa took some time off, first fight in a while, had been coming off some losses before. So it's just tough to see him coming in and beating a young, active heavyweight, especially Teixeira's a big heavyweight. So I think Teixeira probably win that one.
Teixeira, pretty heavy favorite, a little more than 3-1 in that one. All right, what about Fiziev and Rufy?
I think since it's going to be a stand-up fight, I like Rufy. I like his power. I think he can. Fiziev is very tough, but Gaethje was able to hurt him. Rufy does like to kick. He's a guy who throws spin kicks, elbows, knees. I just see. I think I think he may stop Fiziev.
That's about as close as you can get on the odds. Rufy is the favorite at 110, so basically even.
Yeah, toss up.
Saint Denis and Hooker?
I think this is an easy fight for Saint Denis. Really wasn't big on this fight when it got put together. Hooker just fought in November. He got submitted, got beat up pretty well against Arman Tsaroukian, who's also no slouch as well. But Hooker's been an up and down fighter, not really anybody on a roll. And Saint Denis is on a roll. He went through a little skid where he fought Poirier, but Poirier's a really good fighter. And then he lost his next fight to Moicano, which I don't think he probably took serious. But before that, Saint Denis was on a roll. He was one of the top prospects in the UFC, in the lightweight division. since his skid where he had the 2 losses, he did come back. He won his first fight after the 2 losses by decision, but since then, or actually, he submitted. Yeah, so he lost the decision. He submitted his first fight after his 2 losses, and then he submitted Rufy after he dominated him on the ground, submitted him in a second, and then in his last fight in November, he was able to stop Benny Dariush, first round TKO. It was that quick knockout he had. I think it was like 15 seconds or so. So he's looked really good. So he's on a roll. So I was kind of surprised to see him get somebody like Dan Hooker. I thought they may have gave him somebody with a higher ranking, get him closer to a title shot. But maybe the way the timing lined up, it's Dan Hooker. So he's got Dan Hooker, but I think this will be an easy fight for Denis. I think he can win it on the feet or on the ground. But I think he takes Hooker down and probably submits him.
And then the big one, Volkanovski against Lopez. And it's about minus 150. Volkanovski is the favorite. Who you taking?
I want to take Volkanovski. Lopez last time. I thought maybe that was the time, but it's the way Volkanovski dominated that fight. I don't see it being any different. Lopez has a way. He can win this fight by stoppage. He does have the tools to hurt Volkanovski and to stop him. He did hurt him in the first fight, but he was unable to stop him. And outside that, he really didn't have much success. And I think Volkanovski is as good as he is, as experienced as he is. I think he knows where he can win the fight. He probably knows where he's in trouble in the fight, and I think he does what he did the first fight. I think he kind of picks him apart. So I think Volkanovski wins the decision.
Back again with Hanson Crafton, and as much as the UFC's kind of taking the headlines here early in 2026, some big boxing this weekend in New York City.
Yeah, really good card. New York City, a really sneaky good headliner. Teofimo Lopez and Shakur Stevenson. That's a really good fight. Both of those guys are really good. Teofimo's 22-1. Shakur is undefeated. That's a toss-up fight. Shakur is moving up in weight. So he was the 135 champion, the lightweight champion. He's moving up to super lightweight for this fight. It's a good fight. It is a really good fight. It's a sneaky good fight. I think both those styles kind of get together. Teofimo has a tendency to kind of get a little over aggressive like he did in the fight against Kambosos. And Shakur sometimes gets considered a runner, a guy who doesn't really engage. So it's going to be very interesting to see who leads the dance, whose style takes over the fight. So I'm very interested in that fight. Plus, I think the
That's
winner
not the
may.
only one.
No, it's not. There's a few really good fights. Another one I'm really looking forward to is Keyshawn Davis. He's fighting Jermaine Ortiz. I always enjoy watching Keyshawn fight. He's a really good prospect. He's a guy coming up who's willing to pretty much fight everybody. But Shakur Stevenson, they come from the same gym, same campus, Crawford and them. They all kind of came up helping each other. So he said that's not a fight he's willing to take. He thinks that with their age and their weight difference, kind of they can miss each other and no need to really fight. But outside of that, he's been kind of willing to fight anybody. Probably 4, 5, 6 fights ago, he was already calling for Teofimo. So Keyshawn's a very confident guy. He's a very good boxer, 13-0 undefeated. Ortiz is also a little decent. He's 20-2, so he's no slouch. It's not going to be an easy win for Davis, but I do see Davis winning this fight. Ortiz is ranked 15th in the division. I think Keyshawn kind of tries to put on a show like he always does. He's not main eventing this time, so he'll have opportunities trying to steal the spotlight, but it's a really good fight. I'm really looking forward to watching that one, and I'm also looking forward to Shushu. So Bruce Carrington's fighting. He's fighting for a vacant WBC featherweight title. He's fighting Carlos Castro, good veteran boxer. He's 30-3. But I think this is Shushu's time. I think Bruce Carrington's going to get the win here. I don't know if he'll stop Castro. Castro's fairly tough. He's only been stopped once in 33 professional fights. But I think Shushu gets the late round stoppage. I really like Shushu. I like him at this weight class. He's got good speed for the division, decent puncher for the featherweight division as well. I think he continues his role, and I think he wins his first title.
So we know you're taking Bruce Carrington. We know you're taking Keyshawn Davis. What about Carlos Adames and Austin Williams for the WBC middleweight title?
Adames. I bet against him in his last fight, and man, he looks so good. So I think he continues off of how he looked in his last fight, and I'm taking Adames in that fight.
And then the big one, Shakur Stevens, Teofimo Lopez. Who you got?
I'm gonna say Shakur. I think until I see somebody beat him, I just think Shakur. He's the man in that division. I think I've seen Teofimo lose. I've seen him have some bad performances. So I know it's in him, and I think Shakur's the guy that he's got a very unique style, more defensive, but he is super fast and does have good counterpunching. So I think Shakur wins a decision in that one.
And then Saturday in Puerto Rico, Xander Zayas is back in action to unify some junior middleweight belts.
Yeah, it's surprising he's fighting on a Friday night. I thought after his last fight that we would see him kind of stay with the big cards, because I think he was on a really nice card the last time with a few good fights. So I kind of thought that that's where we'd see him again, but sneaking him in on us, it should be a fun fight. I think he'll win this fight. I didn't see the odds. I'd say he's probably the favorite.
Zayas is a 5-1 favorite about.
Yeah, that sounds about right. He's been on a roll. He's looked really good. He's still really young too, but he's a good fighter. He's 23. He's coming off of he had a nice little streak going. He looked really good in his last fight. Was able to kind of stay in there with a guy that was tough. Showed he couldn't be finished, and Zayas is coming in. He's coming in off of a couple finishes. So it was probably good for him to kind of get that at a young age, to see that you can't really finish everybody. Jorge Perez is tough, but he was able to stay with it. Won an easy decision. Was able to kind of hang on there at the end. I know he slowed down a little bit, got tired, but I don't think that'll be a problem this fight. Barrio is 17-1. He's a guy who has lost. And I feel like if you have lost, you can lose. I haven't seen Zayas lose yet. I thought he's looked really good of late, so I think he'll win, and I think he could get back a stoppage. I don't really know how tough Barrio is, but I think Zayas could probably get a late round stoppage.
All right, Hanson. Well, we'll talk about it after it all happens. Like we did this week, we'll do it again next week. And appreciate your time as always. Always good talking fighting with you.
I love it, man.
Central Indiana Sports Report is brought to you by TG Media, and I love Susie.